Hi everybody, it's Alyce-Kay Reckelhaus from Threshold of Hineni and the Widow Reckelhaus, and I'm going to show you some ways that you can use this frankenpaper roll that we've made in a journal. Okay, so this journal, I've already done a lot in it, and I think normally for such a major element to use throughout it, I would probably make this one of the first things that I do, but there are still plenty of pages that need things on them, so we're not going to have any problem finding things. So I'm not quite done with the outside of this journal. I was thinking I was going to put lace here after I bind it, or possibly even some of this fabric here that I've used for the ties, but I'm thinking maybe use some of this. Wouldn't that be cute? So I don't know, we'll see. I haven't decided on that yet. We may use up a lot of this inside the book and not really have room for that anyway. So the first thing that I want to do is some belly bands. I love belly bands because you can stuff so much into them, and I like making little notebooks to go into the belly bands. So what I'm going to look for is a page that I can do a belly band across like this, and I'm going to look for 2 pages that I can do vertical belly bands on. So I just kind of glanced through. I didn't really make decisions about what I'm going to do where, but I glanced through to get some ideas of, to make sure that there was enough room to do it. Okay, so at first I thought, well, this one would be good for doing a belly band because it would just sew over here to do one across, but I've got this pocket there that's made from frankenpaper too, so that won't work. It seemed like there was something closer to the middle. Let's see what I can find. I should have probably marked things, but it's kind of fun to look through it with you. Okay, so this is the center, and I usually do a belly band on the center, but I like this page so much just the way it is. I'm just going to leave it because it's really cool. It's probably not going to be for writing on. It'll just be a really neat centerpiece. So let's see here. I'm looking for something to go across. I just have to sew on the sides. I don't have to sew along in here. So this one would be a possibility. How would that look across? Oh yeah, that's pretty. It looked nice with this page. And how does it look with this one here? Yeah, that looks nice too. So that's a good possibility. Okay, so I'm going to put my scissors there to remind me of that. I was going to choose ahead of time, and then I thought, no, I think it's important to show you the choosing process and stuff. Now this, it would be good across here, but this is kind of thin paper, so I'm not sure a belly band would hold up real well in that. Okay. And oh, here would be, well, this, okay, so I've got this over here. This might be good right here for a vertical belly band. Let's go ahead and do that. I think that's a good place for, it needs something on this page, some more color. So that would be good. Okay, so we're not going to do it on the opposite page. I usually like to do it on the exact opposite page, but since we've got this here, we won't. So we'll just look for another blank page in the back. So let me make sure this is running. Yeah, it is. Okay. I thought it wasn't for a minute. Okay, so we're going to do a belly band on this page. So I always take my page out, turn it sideways. That's what I learned from Gail Augustinelli. And then we'll put this aside, and then we can just have our journal here. So it goes this way. Okay, so we're going to do a belly band here. And again, it's not going to disturb this picture on the other side because we'll just be sewing at the top and the bottom. So let's figure out our length. And is this, yeah, because this has some blue in it, so I think that's a good one to use. And then we'll cut right here. Where are my paper scissors? Here they are. Sorry, I hope that didn't jiggle the camera. Okay, so I'm going to cut right there. And then I'm going to need to, see, there's fabric there. I almost need fabric scissors for that. Okay, and then I'm going to need to finish this edge a little bit because, see, it doesn't have the zigzag we have here because we just cut it. So I know you can't see my sewing machine, but you'll see it in a minute. I'm going to zigzag along the edges there just to keep that from any possibility of falling apart. Okay, hopefully I won't run out of bobbin thread during this video. And I'm trying that the setup that I tried last week with my camera. So let me know if this works for you, this set up. Can you see well? See what's going on with the sewing machine and everything? Because it's hard for me to tell just trying to look under it. Okay, so then I'm just going to zigzag along the edge here. And with belly bands, since they get so much use and pulling things in and out, a lot of times I will sew it twice. Now, I could have put lace on the edges of these, but it's so wide already. See that? And it's got, you know, like an edge that's not even. So I think it's got a really cool edge as is. So then I'm going to sew this here. The other thing is that you can put your lace down the middle also. If you have like some thin lace that you want to put down the middle, that's one way to do it. I kind of hate covering up any of a frankenpaper band though. Okay, so there we go. We've got that. Let's bring our journal back in and put that back in place and see how it looks. Okay, yeah, see, that adds some nice color. So then I want to do immediately, before I forget, I want to do the other belly band. Do I have this going the right way? Yeah. I want to do another belly band. So let's look in the second half. Okay, so that's just past our center here. It might be kind of cool here. That's definitely a possibility. So let's put our scissors there. I kind of prefer to have something that's a little bit farther along though, if possible. Let's see what we've got. See, now you could also, if you wanted to have a belly band here, you don't have to start it at the top and bottom. You could have it go from here to here if you wanted to. I do that sometimes. I especially like to do it like at the bottom of a page, just the bottom half of the page, have a small belly band. See here, I've got some actual rose leaves. They were sitting on, they'd fallen off of the roses that I had in a vase, and so I thought, oh, that would be really cute in my journal. Okay, I don't think we're going to run into another page here that would work. So we're going to use that one. I think this will be really pretty. I love this color of green, and that makes a very nice background. So let's this here. This is a guided journal that has like little prompts for the journaler. Okay, and it's kind of a game for me, is that I like to kind of just take everything in order as it comes on my roll. But you could like look through and find like, what piece do you think really looks the best? Okay, and if I had, you know, if what was coming in order, if I didn't like the way that it looked, I definitely wouldn't use it. But I do like the way this looks, so I'm going to use that. Okay, I probably need some fabric scissors for this one. These aren't my good fabric scissors, so that's the thing with doing stuff that's both fabric and paper. Okay, so I'm just going to finish these two ends. I actually finish them, you know what, I finish them when I put them on the thing, don't I? So let's just do that. Okay, so which one was it? It was this one, because it was going to be in the end of the book. Plus it'd be a little scary. It'd be really tricky to do it here because you want to make sure that you don't sew this closed or something. Okay, so I'm going to pull my sewing machine in and just going to sew the top and the bottom. And you can kind of look at it and say, do I want it this way or do I want it this way? I like it better this way, so that's how I'm doing it. And my alarm might go off at some point because I'm supposed to make a phone call here pretty soon, but we should be okay. Okay, and then I want another one. Yeah, I don't really need to finish those edges because I'm finishing them twice on here. It's kind of funny. Okay. And it's not like fabric that's gonna yeah, there we go. Okay, and I'm okay that I cut it crooked. That's fine, because I've got a shabby chic thing going here. If you had more of a, you know, perfectly finished type of look, you would want to, you know, make sure that you're cutting square and all that stuff. But since I've got a shabby chic thing going, it's kind of, those things are kind of part of it. Okay, pull this out. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring my book back and come on here. There we go. And then I've got this here. I check it underneath to make sure I didn't mess anything up. There we go. It all adds texture to things too. That looks really pretty. This was a card that I had for a video I was making. I thought, oh, that would be kind of cool in a junk journal. You know, just anything goes. Any little pieces that you might throw away. Really think about whether or not those would be good for having in a junk journal. Okay, so now I'm going to look for something that can go all the way across. It's not going to show up all the way across, but it'll be, you'll see. It's hard to explain. That has something. Oh yeah, this might be the one I was thinking. No, because we've got that there. That would be okay if I couldn't find something else, but there's probably something else I can use. No, that one I've got something cool. This one definitely needs something. I've got the clock on the other side there. And it's kind of fun to go through your book and admire what you've done so far, you know? This is why I like to do these things before I add all this other stuff. But I didn't plan this very well. That's okay. That one has something on the other side, so that wouldn't work. How about this? No. I know there was one that I thought was going to work. I wonder if it's one that I already used. Right there. It's probably that one. That was probably where I was thinking I could do that. That's funny. Okay. Well, all right, let's go back. Because there's got to be a page that'll work. Here. So it might be, we might need to use one that already has something like this on it. That might be, actually, that might be a good one. Okay, so let's use this one. It's on the back of this. Oh, actually, no, this would probably be better. Okay, how about, yeah. Okay, so let's turn this, make sure I don't mess up my doily. Yeah, so the back of this is going to be good. All right. So we're gonna sew it all the way across just at once, and it'll get bound in the middle, so that will hold it in place in the middle. Okay, so we just want to go from one edge to the other like this. We've got this really cool thing there. I like that. Okay, and then I'm going to cut it across here. So the next one's going to have that stamp on it, whatever I do with that one. Okay, so let's pull the sewing machine in again. Do I want that to go that way, or do I want it to go this way? I kind of like it this way. Okay, so let's pull the sewing machine in, and we'll sew this on. And see how these, I mean, it's not difficult to do because you've done all the work of making your frankenpaper roll. And so now you can just go through and look for places to use it. Why did this get turned so slow? There we go. Okay, and I'm going to go back and do it again. I'm zigzagging, and zigzag holds things on a lot better, you guys. So I've heard people worry that it will wear out the paper, but I've never had that problem. So I don't think you really need to worry about it. Okay, now I want to make sure that this is going to go flat. Okay. And here we go. And once again. See, and each time that I sew, I make more of those little threads that are going to hang out and make it hairy. Okay, so those are two things that you can do. You can do a horizontal, belly band like this one, or you can do the vertical belly bands like we did first. Okay, so and look at how different those are. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we're going to put this in here. Oh, and I want to make sure it didn't mess up the other pages at all. No. No. Yep. Okay, so we'll put this in here. And okay, so now what I want to do is I want to have some of these just on the edges of a couple of pages. All right, I like to do things in twos if possible, not always possible. Okay, so we're looking for edges that don't have lace or anything on the side so that we can put that along there. And this photo comes too close, so we can't use that. And because I've already done this, there might not really be places where I could do this. I could do it here, but then I've got this thing there. And this flips out, so that, well, I could do it right here, actually. Huh, okay, let's put the scissors here because that might work. Okay, you've got lace here. You've got this down here, so I don't really want to do that there. I could have it come all the way down to here, but I don't really like that as much. So I really like this journal. I think it's turning out really cool. Could do it here too by the same token. I almost feel like I need to do a belly band down the center of this one because of how this glue leaks through. Maybe I should do that. How would that look? To have a belly band and then have this envelope go over it. That's kind of cool. Let's do that. I wasn't planning to do another belly band, but I think we need to. Where are my paper scissors? Oh, they're marking a spot. Okay, so we're gonna, and see how this kind of goes a little bit crooked? That's kind of cool. Okay, oops. And since I took the paper clip off, this whole thing is now unrolled. But see, there's not much left. I didn't make a very long one, so that's okay. All right, so I think, yeah, let's go ahead and do this right here. So we'll just have extra belly bands. We can't do it on this side. That's got lots of other stuff. But having an extra belly band is good, and it covers up that spot from the glue. I'm not happy about that. So now we've got some writing that goes the other way. Would it look better this way? Yeah, maybe so. Okay, so let's bring in the sewing machine. And I'm gonna sew it at the top. Maybe make this just a little bit faster. Okay. And then sew it again. Okay. And then turn this and sew it again. Got that neat stamp there at the bottom. And again. We may use up this whole roll in this journal. I don't know, we'll see. Okay. Because it really is kind of a small roll. All right, so then we can flip this back over, and that's how that page looks. That looks pretty. I really like that. Okay, and it covers up that glue spot. So it's doing double duty, and my scissors just fell out of the place that we were holding. Oh dear. Okay, so this is in the right place. Let's see if we can find that place, because I think we'll just use it if we can find it again. I don't remember what color it was or anything. Is it? No, not that one. It's one that we're going to go all the way across on, right? Oh, shoot. Was it this? What's on it? Yeah, I think it was this one. Okay. Oh, and there's a glue mark there, too. Gosh, I have lots of glue marks on this. Which, you know, that's okay because, you know, it's shabby chic. It's supposed to look old and messed up and everything, but I don't know. I don't really like those very much. So, that's pretty. And we actually have both ends available to us, so we can try, well, I want this scalloped edge. I want that to go along an edge of a page. So let's do this right here. And look at, I mean, you've got all this work in this, and it's only going to take you a few minutes to put it on. So that's awesome. And often what I do too is I don't like find the place, cut it, and sew it in those steps like that. I'll go through and I'll find all the places that I want to put stuff and cut all those pieces and put them into the page. And then I'll go through and sew all at once. But I didn't think that would work very well for a video. I do the same thing when I choose my lace for the edges of the papers, which is like the first thing that I do once I've got all my papers found, is I put the lace on. And so that way, you know, I go through and I choose all the lace and I just leave it there in the pages. And then, did we already do one that goes across? Gosh, it seems like we did, doesn't it? I don't know. Okay. And then, I don't know. And then, you know, then I just go through and I sew all those pages. So that works really well for me. I'll make sure this is flat. Didn't feel like it was flat. Okay. Oops. Come on. There we go. Okay. And another thing you can use this for, which I probably won't because there just isn't room in this book, is you can make a pocket with some paper and then put some of this at the top as kind of a trim, or at the bottom as kind of an anchor. And you can also sew two strips, one above the other, to make a pocket also, although I would be more likely to cut that from one of my sheets of franken paper. But if all you had was this, you could do that. Okay, so now we've got this. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, that's cool. And I like it, even though I've got this here, that's fine. Okay, so now we're still looking for some edges. We want some edges that we could sew this to, if possible. So I can just show you what I mean. That's sewn down. Okay, this has a B on it. See, I've already decorated these pages, so it doesn't give me a lot of options. So I might not be able to, but what I'm talking about is just sewing it like this. Instead of lace on the edge, it's just like that on the edge. And I think that's really pretty. It also makes that page a little bit heavier, which is nice. So let's see, if we have some pages we can do that on, then we will. If not, then we won't, but you still know how to do it. Let's see here. This one has lace on it. We want some that doesn't have any lace. I mean, I could do it on this one, I suppose. I'm not sure. There's already so much going on right here. Yeah, I think that's too much. Let's not do it there. See how much it already adds to the journal? So we may not have a page we can do that on. But you'll probably see me do it in another video. Yeah, I think we're going to be all pretty. This one's pretty full. Doesn't have a lot that I can add to it. Now, what about that? It's on the other. Oh, it's got an envelope on the other side. Yep. Okay, guys, that's it. I think we're not going to be able to add this to the edge on this one. Okay, so watch when I bind this, because I may use this out here after I bind it. I kind of like that look. I think that's really neat. So we'll see. All right, I love you all. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.